very productive inning for Grambling State, and they're led by a coach that's had a lot of productivity for his coaching career as he is in his 4th season as the head coach, but he's been a lifer with Grambling State. It is Davin Pierre who is joining us as our new guest here at the Andre Dawson Classic. Coach Pierre, it's great to have you on with us, and I know you have to have been loving that offensive display at the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Well, it's good to be here, and absolutely I love it. Anytime you can put up 5 runs in an inning, man, is huge. And so now, obviously, now we need a 0. We get a 0 right here, man. We cooking with some hot grease, huh?
Yeah, cooking with some hot grease indeed, Coach. And first of all, I just want to ask you about the growth of the program. So you've got to be a player, you got to play for Grambling State, and then you've also gotten to coach and be with the program for so long. So in your eyes, can you describe the growth of the program from your playing time to where the program is at now?
Well, it's a big growth from when I played. Obviously, these kids have the luxury of having this Tier 1 Adidas deal and have all the the gear, and the facilities are better. So it's a beautiful thing to watch the program grow the way it has grown. Did he make the play?
No, just off the bag.
Yeah. So it's beautiful to watch it. Obviously, we're able to get a different caliber athlete, and I enjoy being a coach. I enjoy having seen Grambling grow as a baseball program from my time playing, from my time being an assistant coach underneath Coach Cooper, and then now as the head coach.
Yeah, I just want to say also we're enjoying the new jerseys as well. Both X and I were raving about them in the booth. Love the gold.
Yeah, they're nice, man. It's called the gold standard. So, we're excited about it. Want to get a chance to wear it, and why not on national TV, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Bring the gold standard to Andre Dawson Classic. Coach, what does it mean for your team to repeatedly come here and be a part of something special like this at the Jackie Robinson Complex?
It means a lot. The opportunity to put the kids on national TV, put our brand on national TV, allow them to play in parks that they necessarily wouldn't play in, and on TV, and so they get a chance to represent Grambling State University, their families, our program, and so it's big for us, man. They do a tremendous job of making us feel like we're at home, and we enjoy every second of it.
Yeah, Grambling State last year, 2024 SWAC champs. We've been mentioning it a lot on the broadcast, but take me back to that time after you defeated Jackson State and your squad was successful and was at the mountaintop of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. What did it mean for the school to have another crown in baseball?
It meant everything to the school. Obviously, it meant everything to the seniors, the guys who had been with me since my time as an interim head coach, and so that was huge for us to. We talked about it. We had come up short. In 22, we lost in the quarters, and in 23, we lost in the semis, and he was able to get that monkey off our back in 24 and win the championship. So hats off to those seniors who, struggled and built the program to put it in position that it is today. And so we're excited about it, and also excited about the opportunity to, pad some track, man. And, so we got an opportunity. I think Coach Ellis won a 3-peat in 83, 84, 85, or 84, 85, 86. So we're trying to, do something that's never been done in a long time at Grambling. Let's repeat as champions.
Coach, you talked to us last night about losing some important pieces from this team last year. How do you transition from last year, and what are the priorities for the new guys coming in and new guys that have to step up?
Step up, step up, and and not worry about what happened last year. Obviously, we lost some really good players from last year, and those guys are, they was with us in Houston when we gave them their championship rings, and so they understand. A lot of these guys are put in roles that they haven't been in before, but they're seniors, they're upperclassmen, they've been through it, they practice hard, they're motivated, and should be confident while they're playing out there. So we have nothing but the utmost respect for the guys that played before us, but they know they're gonna have to walk their own pathway into this upcoming season.
Coach, just a few minutes ago, we got to take a look at the SWAC preseason polls, and your team is predicted to finish first. And one thing that stood out from our conversation yesterday is how your team wants to be that team that's picked first, that team that is in that top dog spot and that everybody's coming at them. Could you talk a little bit more about that mentality of being that top dog?
I think, like, you fight so hard. You fight so hard to put yourself in position to be at the top. Why do you want to be at the bottom? Why do you want to be second class? Why do you want to be the underdog? So, we talk about that all the time. Like, look, man, you're the champs. Obviously, it's a new season, but, if you want to stay at the top, you got to work hard to stay at the top, man. These teams the SWAC is a really good competitive conference, man. There's a lot of really good ball clubs in our league, and shucks, and some that was on display before us today. So, we understand the task at hand, and so, we're ready to meet the challenge of whoever we play whenever we play them. Obviously, you know, we got to be better defensively. You see, we made the mistake in the first inning that, you know, just cost us a run there. But they understand the task, man, and they're motivated, and we're ready to be able to see if we can accomplish something special at Grambling.
Yeah, last one for me, Coach. How do we know when Reyes is on today? How do we know that he's going to be his best version of himself?
I think, you know, when all three pitches are in the zone, you know, he's finding himself with a little traffic on the base pass right now, so he's going to have to work out of it. Good visit, though, by Coach Perez, right? Strike after the visit is good. So, when all three pitches are working, everything is in the zone. I think he, you know, was a little frustrated a little bit in the first inning after, you know, the error. But, you know, he's going to have to settle in right here, man, and be tough right here and get out of this inning.
So that's what we're going to see from Reyes as the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. 5-1 lead for Grambling State. And you just heard from the head man of Grambling State, Davin Pierre. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast.
Oh, man, I appreciate you guys. Hell, baby, we Grambling.
So take you right here into a big situation here for Alabama State. 2 runners on, and Juan Cruz, who already has a base hit on the day. There's a very tough out for Alabama State. He's up at the plate facing a full count. Yeah,
and this is the guy that you don't want to fool around with, right? You want to be able to try to put him away, get some weak contact, having a tough at-bat here, fouling a tough pitch off on the hands. I would expect Reyes to kind of go back to that slider, not necessarily back-footed, but run it in on him a little bit, see if he can tie himself up.
So Reyes trying to retire the 2024 SWAC Freshman of the Year. First, he'll fake a throw over to second. So we'll see if Alabama State does turn up the dial on stolen bases. They've attempted 4 this season, but have been successful only 2. Here's the 3-2. And that ball smoked over towards left field. That's a base hit. Here comes Agosto on his high horse, but he'll put on the brakes. And he'll head back to third base, but it is a 2-runner-on single for Juan Cruz, and that loads the bases here for Alabama State, as they're going to look to start the carousel going with nobody out here in the third.
Well, what an impressive at-bat from Cruz here. It does a really good job of kind of sitting back on a slider, waiting, and it's in a pitch in which he can handle. Doesn't tie him up. He's able to get extended, drive something to the outfield, and smart base running decision, holding up at third base now with bases loaded and nobody out.
Now the heart rate starts to go up a little bit here for Wilbert Espinal, and Alabama State, their fan, feeling it there as they have a chance to try to bring this back up and tie things up again, as the first pitch is an off speed for a called strike. It's a good breaking ball there from Randy Reyes, working against Espinal, who was a strikeout victim the first time he was up. A good hold there to make the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Good discipline there from Espinal.
Yeah, well, you know, Reyes is going to continue to change speeds. Went with the slider, then the fastball in. I would look for him to go back to some off speed. But for Espinal, I've got to try to get something up in the zone so I can drive it to the outfield. I do not want a ground ball double play in this situation. I've got to try to get something over that infielder's heads.
Reyes over 50 pitches here in this third inning. 1-1 fouled back. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And that's a good swing right there, looking for something up in the zone that you can get extended, get barrel out in front. Same thing here with 2 strikes, right? You don't want to put something softly in play and end up only getting 1 run out of this thing. Continue to have put your best swing on it with 2 strikes.
One-two delivery. Breaking ball hit to the left side. A little trouble there for Martin. He tries to make the tag, and he does. Is able to at least pick up an out against Cameron Douglas. But Agosto comes in to score on the fielder's choice. And it's now 5-2.
Yeah, nice job over there at third base, staying with the baseball. Had a little bit of that side spin to it. You know, give credit for Espinal putting the ball in play. Staying with those ground balls that have that side spin can be a little tough, but showing off the athleticism, making the play over there at third. It's a nice job.
So that puts runners on first and second. Cruz at second, Espinal at first, and then Douglas was out on the tag out by the third baseman. This brings on Santana, the designated hitter. First pitch caught a strike there against Santana. Player that put a ball in play and some good things happened as an untimely error for Grambling State allowed Alabama State to get their first run of the game, but showcased the benefit of just putting a ball in play. You never know what can happen, especially in college baseball, and especially early on in the season, Xavier, when teams are still trying to get it together and get into that mode of consistency.
Yeah, you're trying to find a rhythm both as an offensive player and a defensive player early on in the season. You put a lot of work playing against yourself, you know, in scrimmages and whatnot, but now it's going against other guys. So there's a little bit more of that anxiousness, a little bit more of that, those nerves that come along with it. And you just got to continue to calm it, right? Continue to find your rhythm on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and we're seeing it from two players with very different experience levels in college, with Reyes, graduate senior, has been playing college baseball for a while, and then Fabian Santana, who is on the sunrise of his career, just getting things started. He'll pop one over towards the right side. Could be issue, but it is just foul by about 7 or 8 inches. We'll see if the wind ends up adjusting or ends up kind of playing with the baseballs and messing them around in the air.
Yeah, and as a first baseman, this one can be tough, right? Especially you mentioning the wind, kind of turning your back, trying to follow this baseball as it's kind of going back from foul ground almost towards, you know, fair territory, but a nice job of trying to track that down.
So Santana, the freshman from Puerto Rico, stands in. Here's the 2-2. That ball demolished over to the left side, and that's a base hit. That moves everybody up one after a 2-runner on, 1-out single for Fabian Santana.
Another good swing on some off speed from Reyes. Guys are doing a nice job of kind of staying back and recognizing that off speed. Looked like more of a curveball there, and not too much movement in the swing, just a short compact, using the backside to rotate. Not a whole lot of movement there. You got to like that swing. And again, bases loaded here.
Yeah, tracked the curveball really well. Not a lot of break on it. That was a good swing there from Santana as here comes Chandler. Some good plate discipline there for ball one. Chandler originally from Ellenwood, Georgia. Player that made 23 starts at second base last year for Alabama State. Played in 29 games overall, so has some experience. Alabama State, in our conversation with Jose Vasquez, he said this is a team that we've been playing from behind for a lot of these games, and they find themselves in this situation. It's obviously not what coaches want, but they also now have experience dealing with this situation of being down in a game, and that can really pay off in a time like this.
Yeah, it's also so much about fight, right? Like showing that you can be able to get punched and come back up and do the same. I think for this inning, this is exactly what you're looking for from your offense, is to be able to have good at-bats. Don't feel like you got to get it all back within one swing. You know, it's put good at-bats together, string some hits together, make the pitcher work, and of course, good things happen.
Here comes the 3-0. Reyes does what he needs to do there, delivers a strike.
And as a hitter here, I'm just looking for the same exact pitch. If he can bring me something in the middle, I'm getting my best swing off here with bases loaded. I'm not leaving this at bat here without getting my best swing unless he walks me.
Chandler will look to do that here in a good hitter's count. 3 balls and 1 strike. Steady shows patience, takes the walk, and takes the run for Alabama State. 5-3 on a well-earned RBI.
Yeah, Chandler came into this one tied for the lead in walks with his team. Another nice job of showing some plate discipline, not being overly aggressive there, keeping the line moving for his team. They're scratching back and right back where they want to be.
Yeah, so in the bottom of the second inning, Grambling State with 5 runs. Hornets now have gotten 2 runs back in this top of the third inning. And that sets things up here for Kyler McIntosh, a player that stood out to you yesterday.
Yeah, Kyler at shortstop just has natural big league movements. You can tell his defense is an area in which he has a lot of success. Very smooth, very quick. Hands are exceptional. Remember just watching him taking ground balls, and it was a thing of beauty at the shortstop position.
Well, I'll tell you, this senior from Columbus, Indiana, he can do a little bit of everything as well. He makes appearances on the mound. He also can hit. Also is a great shortstop, and he'll fire one over towards the left field. Trey Bridges camps underneath it, makes the catch. There's the tag up from Espinal. He'll come in to score. Runner goes to third. The throw is in time. So able to pick up an out there. However, the run will score and will count.